Everybody, and welcome back to SkyT. In the last episode, we got ourselves extended crafting and our antimatter being made, which has finally finished. We got ourselves 21 pieces of antimatter. We actually get one as a quest reward, which is kind of cool. So that makes it easier because we actually needed a little bit extra antimatter for what we want to do. If we have a look at antimatter here, I didn't realize we also need the fluid of it. The fluid is used for making ourselves the Philosopher's Stone. We need 10 buckets of antimatter, which equals 10 antimatter pellets. And also, we're going to need a couple of antimatter to duplicate Hell-forged blocks. So we're going to need a lot. It only requires 1 millibucket, so we just need to make ourselves this anti-protonic nucleosynthesizer. I'm probably pronouncing that wrong, but we need to make that now, which is a loop fabricator, and we'll make that like this. Okay, so the only thing we need now is an oxidizer. I don't know if that has anything in it, but we're just going to go to the void dimension. In preparation, I have upgraded something. As you can see, the reactor is gone. I've built an even bigger one back here. I think it's about 16 by 16 by 9 tall, and this is generating like an ingot of cyanide every tick, almost. Close enough, every second, I'd say. And that's actually really good because I didn't realize we needed a lot more plutonium and cyanide than what I thought. If we look at cyanide here, I have 3,000 ingots of it, but if we use it, it also is needed for the ultimate ingot, and so is plutonium. Now, plutonium is also used for making the Draconic cores. Get rid of the E. And we look here, Draconic cores, but it requires blocks of plutonium. So yeah, we're gonna have to wait for a bit of this to build up. I don't think we're going to get our ultimate ingots today, but our main goal today is to get ourselves at least a neutron. I would love to get the infinity armor today, but I don't believe we're going to get that done. Maybe to start next episode, we might get the neutron collector set up today, and then by next episode we should have enough, because I think we need, whoa, that scared me. We should have enough of the, what's this stuff called? Neutronium built up by next episode. So, chemical oxidizer. This guy here has a little bit of antimatter in him. We could probably borrow that, to be honest, but I'm just going to put this thing here, and then we're going to grab out a dropper, an empty one. I should be able to take this out of there and put that in here. Yeah, antimatter went in. And now if I look up Hell-forged blocks, just need 1, and this should be able to duplicate it. Cool. The process rate is at maximum because it needs 400 million FE. Cool. To see if that runs for a moment, and only uses 1 millibucket of antimatter each. Nice. Now for chemical oxidizer, you don't have anything in you, so antimatter, I'm going to take out 10 ingots of it. Actually, oh, are we actually lower than we thought? I thought I had. Oh, I probably forgot to add the antimatter needed for making this guy. We can turn on the reactors. This thing's been making a lot of fuel. It's actually the only issue we've been having is fuel on this thing. I did actually fix that reactor over there. I had to rebuild like the water input. It's a little bit upgraded compared to the other ones, but we are now inputting at 350, or at least burning rate at 350 now, and it works. So 10 antimatter is going to go in here. Actually, let's make sure there's no configuration options, so no output of materials. They go in there, and that's going to go up. Do we have speed upgrades in here? No. Let's get some upgrades. Take all the antimatter and place it in here. Cool. That's all we needed, and that will make our Philosopher's Stone once we've made ourselves the ultimate singularity. We just need 1,200 Hell-forged ingots, and that shouldn't be that hard to get. The sound this thing is making is weird. That should be enough, and now we should have plenty of Hell-forged ingots. Nice. 200 more than we need. Right, we can't do anything with you at the moment, so let's go work on our other things. The other thing I want to get started right now is the antimatter constructor from FTB Contraptions, so we can actually finish the other antimatter things needed. One other thing I just spotted there. I upgraded the actual botany pots. I completely forgot there was the creative botany pots, and this thing grows stuff very quickly, as you can see. And how many does it grow at a time? 10. I don't think we get that many by the normal standard. Yeah, it seems these ones give a huge bonus, probably like 5 times the amount. Oh, that just gave me 20 carrots there. Okay, I don't know what the values are, but we're getting lots of stuff from that. I should have done that ages ago. It's not that hard, just golden apples and netherite. So the antimatter constructor, let's get that made now. So this requires that. Do I have the actual pattern for that made already? No, I do not. Okay, let's make a pattern for it quickly, just so we can stick it in here, because I'm not bothered getting all the ingredients out. We'll take out the ultimate ingot for the moment. And craft me one. Do we have everything? Yes, we do. That might take a moment to craft, though. Nah, it won't take that long. While let's doing that, let's actually get our fluid mixing. Oh yeah, I forgot to update the pack, so map doesn't open with M anymore. But what I want to grab is my mixers. These guys here, remember them? I crafted those already, so I don't have to use the pattern in here anymore. But I have pattern providers down already for each one. Do these guys need power? I'm sure they do. Yeah, they do. Right, so I'm hoping that the pattern provider will input in each fluid needed depending on what the recipe required. So we want to make, I don't know how many buckets of rainbow fluid, but it requires half a bucket of each. So if we request 1 bucket of rainbow fluid, request 1 bucket, we're missing pink slime? Really? How are we missing pink slime? Do I not have that hooked up to the network at all? I do not. Oh. Okay. Yeah, it's not that big of a problem. We just reconnected over here. Right now, we should be reading pink slime in our network. And in terms of storing the fluids now we're going to be making from those mixers, I want to try these guys here, the fluid storage cells. Pretty simple, just from mega storage. So I just made 1 million mega storage components, made it into a fluid drive, and I was trying to figure out, like, how do I make it so there's only one type of fluid can be stored in each drive? And well, the way to do it is you have to use a cell workbench, and in here you can filter or whitelist what items can go in. So this guy should be only able to store what is currently in here. So it says configure partition based on currently stored items. So hopefully when I craft a rainbow fluid, it should go into the drive here. Now there's no power in the machine, so let me go down here and give it some power first. But all the fluids did go in the correct order, which is great. So let's grab ourselves out some cable and provide everything here with some power. I don't have any cables, of course not. All right, power is mixed up and we've got a rainbow fluid now being made. The only thing is it has nowhere to go. So I guess then we just use a fluid pipe to pump back into the system and hopefully everything here works. Craft me a few more of those. That should be enough. Ultimate pipe upgrade, and we should better just go up the middle here and we'll just have it pump into the right one. Rainbow fluid didn't go in there and it didn't store. So do the fluid cells not work? If they don't, it's not that big of a deal. I'll just set up like a storage tank for each one. But I was kind of hoping it would work. Yeah, I don't see it in any of these drives. Okay, well, I guess that didn't work. You know what? We probably have enough storage in each one of these guys. We might as well just like remove the partitions and see maybe if it goes in then. Because we're not going to be needing that much fluid. Probably only like a couple buckets of it. So we'll just try without the partitions. Let's try this again. 1 bucket of this, please. Will it store? No. It did not store in the drives. That's disappointing. And the patterns are definitely online. So this does not work at all. Which I was kind of expecting, but I was kind of really hoping for it'll store in the drives. Okay, if that's the case, then we'll just have to set up a separate drive for it. Okay, so yeah, it does work in the tanks, so that's good. I did actually make a miscalculation. Not 4 different fluids. You actually have 5. Completely forgot we need mixed fuel blocks. I don't have a recipe for that, so we're gonna have to go set that up now. How's our antimatter coming? It's still gonna take a while, but we need a new fluid mixer, so let's make a new one of those. I don't think I have the pattern for that anymore, though. There we go, mixer. And we'll leave this one back on. So for mixer, I guess I'll just put it here, and then we'll just put a new pattern provider on it. I hope there's enough channels here. So the one we need now is the mixed fuel. So mixed fuel is made like this. Half a bucket each makes half a bucket of that. Is that correct? 500, 500, 500 makes 500. Yeah, that's right. Okay, first time I didn't actually have to adjust the numbers. And they have their own place to go. So how much of each block are we actually going to require? In terms of mixed fuel blocks, they are needed for making the ultimate machine block. We need 200 of them at least here. So that is 200 buckets? No, 400 buckets because we need 2 blocks each. And how many blocks are we also going to need alongside that? 1, 2, 3. Actually, we don't need that. So 3, 4. Okay, so we need about 210, I'd say. Do we have everything? We need to craft some more stuff. That should be possible. Go. Oh yeah, he doesn't have power. All right, cool. They should be all ready to go. And you are still making your fuel. Is it being stored? Yes, it is. Okay. Why is this one taking so long? Hang on. I've been saving up my time, so might as well get it done. Oh, we got antimatter back by completing a quest there. This guy here gave us back an antimatter. Okay, now at least that might save us from everything we're missing. All right, all the ingredients are in here, so we should be able to make the antimatter constructor. Oh wait, I think it needs some more advanced machine frames. So there we go, antimatter constructor, done. And we can add this pattern back in now. So this guy is going to go right here. Doesn't seem he has any limit of power input, but I think if we have a look at this guy right here, the maximum input is 8,000. We're not even generating near to that. So cable, I think this thing just works straight off of power, right? So we plug this in and we're generating antimatter. Nice. Now this would go faster if we provided it with scrap, but to be honest, we don't need a whole lot of it. So the speed it's going right now is good enough. We don't actually need a pattern provider on top. What we'll probably just use is an item pipe and an interface. Or actually, no, an importer. We don't need an actual other thing. We just put an import pipe there, or an import cable. Yep, that works. And I don't think providing it with speed works. I think it's all based on how fast the power is inputted in. Now, speaking of power, since now we're finally making antimatter, I want to upgrade to an EV solar panel, which required antimatter, which isn't an issue anymore. Oh, I didn't realize I had a pattern for it. Anyway, do that, plus that, gives me 4 of those, and I have 4 more outside, which I'm going to take. Now, the only issue is our HV power box here is not going to be able to keep up with it, so we need to upgrade you too. So, we should be able to make the crystals. Oh, we're missing 9. All right. Keep going for just a moment. Okay, enough antimatter now. Now we should be able to upgrade the battery box to the EV version, which should allow a 2000 zapped power output. And this cable is capable of it, which is good because it's EV battery box, EV cable. Now we're going to hook up some EV solar panels. We just need to upgrade these guys here. There, 5 of them, which should be more than enough. Just 1 more cable. Cool. Now we should be generating plenty of power to keep this thing going. Oh yeah, he is flying along. Amazing. Right, let's get the rest of the custom machinery made. Since now we can finally work on getting ourselves the advanced blast furnace, let's see if we can make this right now. I think I have the patterns already set up in here. I might need to configure it. I'm not entirely sure. Oh yeah, so I did do it for the other ones in here, so I should probably do it for all of them. So, advanced machine block. Is it called an advanced machine block? Oh, the ultimate machine block. Craft me 1. Oh, we need a fluid encapsulator first. Okay, let's have a look what we need for that. So we just need 1, which requires a fluid encapsulator and a bottler. Is that it? Oh, that's pretty simple. And just like that, the encapsulator is made. So for you, you can just be plugged in, I don't know, guess next to you. We just grab out a cable. Actually, we should probably bring this forward just so it matches. And actually, these guys should have actually been moved forward. Too late for that. I don't really care. Actually, I think I wanted to put all these machines over here, didn't I? Yeah, so we'll put it here. And we'll have the power cable come up the back. Yeah, that'll do. Actually, you know what? Just to keep everything symmetrical and hide any cables, we'll just do it that way. Whatever. So, pattern provider on top. And hopefully you should input the items needed. So, what do we need first? The ultimate block required a vanadium block and the mixed fuel block. Pattern for that, like this, a bucket of mixed fuel and uranium. And the same for this one, vanadium and a block of ostrium. Now, ostrium, I don't think we have a lot of, or at least in the block form. Nah, should be more than enough. So we'll start off with, let's have a look here. What should we start with? We're making mixed fuel right now, so we can make 65 of them. So let's do 60 and see how it goes. Well, the items went in. Whoa! Wow, it's really struggling on power. Not a problem, though. We're making millions. I hope so. I accidentally drained all of the power in our induction matrix. I was trying to, limit it down. We are extracting 3 million and inputting 5. Okay, so we are making more than we're using. Good. If I had to, I could turn back on the reactors in the void dimension. Cool. Right. I just need to somehow... Wait, what's the recipe? 1 bucket to 1. Why is there 2 uranium blocks in here? Oh, because it double filled it. Okay, that makes sense. And we'll just extract back into the system. Right. So it's mainly just a waiting game now. Just stay AFK until everything here is crafted. Right, it's been a while later. Actually, the next day. I've been doing a little bit of work in between getting this stuff made. So we have all of the blocks, I believe, made now. There was actually a sixth fluid we needed to make. Mixed milk tea. I completely forgot about that one because I had all the tea made before. I completely forgot about it, but I just added it into one of the ones that weren't being used anymore and made it all. The reason we need mixed milk tea is for the awakened draconic blocks. They are used in here. I don't think to make this one, but I think to make the draconic cores. Yeah, mixed milk tea blocks. And we're going to need a lot of those now because I was looking through what we need for making the singularity. There's a couple of them I forgot. The infinity ingot singularity. We need 300 of those. And I was only planning on making like 100 or I can't remember exactly how many. But if we look up ingot here, to make 300 infinity ingots, and we're probably going to need a bit more for making the infinity armor. So we're probably going to need like 360, not even maybe 400 infinity ingots in total. That's going to require us to get another 15,000 ender pearls, more hellforged blocks or ingots. We need some endstone, but that's not an issue. We're going to need all of these different materials, like all these different ingots. We're going to get those now today as well. They come from the ore centrifuge and dimensional miners. We're also going to need a ton more netherite. Yeah, I didn't think we had an issue with netherite scrap, but it turns out we do. So I have set up the ancient bees to start making me more scrap, and they have made quite a bit because I have been making the ingots here. So we have made like over 100,000 of the scrap from these guys already, but it's nowhere near enough. And these all are high productivity bees, so I might just need to do a few nights of AFKing. Turns out also the wither bees that are in here were not even doing anything at all because they were nocturnal. Since this place doesn't have a day or night cycle, it's technically daytime all the time. So any bee who is nocturnal will not work. You see, like this guy here is nocturnal, so he will not produce me anything, which is weird because I do remember changing him. See, look, the warp shroom bee's not doing anything either. But I fed all of these guys here with a treat that was diurnal, changing their behavior from nocturnal to diurnal. So now they are producing me skulls because wither skulls are another thing we're lacking in. But anyway, enough about those. We'll worry about that next episode. We just want to get our machines up and running now today so we can finally start Draconic Evolution and getting ourselves infinity armor. Because once we get the infinity armor, we're basically invincible, as far as I believe. So what do we need? We need the advanced machine blocks, or the ultimate machine blocks. And how many do we need for this guy? We need 200. I think we said we were going to make about 210 of them. And we should have everything except for silver and sand? How do we not have enough silver? Okay, I don't know why we don't have enough. Sand is okay, because I was actually sieving sand a minute ago to get more prismarine crystals for the netherite ingots. But silver, that's one I did not expect. Wow, we don't have any way of getting silver. I guess we might need to look and get into a silver bee, or I go get to the digital miner and go set up that in the mining dimension and mining silver. Let me see if I can gather all the silver we need. All right, I finally have all the materials. I forgot I actually did have silver, but they were trying to make 10,000 plates of silver, so I canceled that recipe. And now we have tons of silver to go with. So hopefully we should just be able to press start there. And now we just have to wait for everything to basically fill this chest. I do have the pattern set up, don't I? I do. So yeah, I guess we'll just sit here and wait until this chest fills up with all the ingredients. Okay, I'm an idiot. I forgot to unpause the recording. I cancelled the 200 machine frames that were being made and only requested like 10 of them to be made. So I've made them all now, but I'll just make another one just to show you. Like it actually makes a really cool animation when it crafts it. Like little colorful particles come off of it. So the whole time I have made the dimensional miners, but I forgot to record it. And I just want to show you this now, and then we'll get back to the dimensional miners. Yeah, look at all the colorful particles. That's really cool. Cool. Yeah, so I've made the miners. They were made in this crafting table here. As you can see, this is the recipe here, the glacial stone and on whatever, and the ultimate machine block. Okay, so basically these are used for making or for mining up specific resources that are found I don't know what dimension it would be, but dimensional miners, I need 6 of them in total, and each one gets a different colored lens. 6 of them in total, and they generate up all the different resources that are missing for the ultimate ingot. And we're just going to tell these guys here to extract. There's no speed upgrades or anything for it. It just works on its own. Don't know how much power it's draining. How much is this looking at now? 3 million? Okay, we're still good on power. As long as we don't exceed 5 million, we shouldn't run out of power then. So what it makes is these chunks here. As you can see, it already mined up a few before I realized I wasn't recording. But now we're making cooperite, ruthenium, wolframite, titanite, and chromite, indium. We're making all these now, and all of these guys then will be crushed down in a macerator, and then their dust will be blasted to make an ingot, since we need a temperature of at least 156 degrees, and then the ingot can be alloy smelted to make the other ingots, and it's even used in here. So we're going to need a mixture of everything, which is going to be a lot. So let's make ourselves the alloy smelter now, because I think the alloy smelter is a multi-block. So the alloy smelter, what are we missing? 2 resistive heaters, titanium gears, ultimate smelting factories. Okay, that's not too bad. So for the titanium gears, let's have a look here. What do we need? Titanium ingots, which comes from... So we need a blast furnace first. Okay. And we should have everything for the blast furnace. We're just missing an extreme forge? Oh, we have one, but the recipe's not accepting it. Okay. Oh, it is accepting it, but I've removed the crafting recipe for it. That's right. Because I was trying to clear up some space in here so we have enough room. So we have about like... a little over 10 slots to work with. Okay, I'll just craft a new one by hand. A little messing around with the pattern, I got it to work. I had to separate the 2 ones that we had, but now we should be making ourselves our furnace. Might take a second though. What are we missing? Some cables and plates. No problem. Okay, we have all the parts now, so blast furnace made. Nice. So we can cancel that recipe now. We don't need it anymore. And now, for this right here, I think we might need to hold on to it for just a bit longer. I think we need a lot more enhanced ingots than I thought. So let's make ourselves the advanced blast furnace multi-block, which is going to go right here, right? This is a multi-block, right? Yeah, it is. Oh, now by clicking... Okay, there we go. So this is the shape of it right here. You can see there's 2 advanced machine blocks. There are ultimate machine blocks in here. We have 1 port down here for the SPS, and the rest of it is all casing. Nothing else on top. Okay. All right, the 2 blocks in there, and then this. And that should be the whole thing made. Now, this thing does require power, so of course we'll give it some power cable. But it's also going to require a resistive heater to actually generate the heat for it. So a resistive heater is going to go on there, and that's going to start increasing the temperature of this guy. So let's start with maybe 1000 FE and see how hot this gets. Can power plug in the bottom? No, it has to come up the side. That's disappointing, but whatever. So yeah, you can already see it's already over 400 degrees. So if we grab out a pattern provider now and stick this on here and grab a cable, this is going to be a bit of a mess here, but to be honest, I don't really care anymore. I just want to get this over and done with. So just going to run the cable around like that. And now we can set up the patterns for it. There is enough lanes. Good. And oh yeah, in terms of items coming out, we can just pump them at the right up into the top. Okay, cool. So let's have a look here. What do we need to blast? We can blast all of these guys here. So we need each one of these dusts. Probably not actually all of them. Let's just start off with the main ones. So draconium and titanium. They're the first 2 we're going to need. The draconic dust is in there. That requires a temperature of over 31,000 degrees. We're only at 2,000 right now. So we might need to bump this up to like 3K power usage just to make this temperature go way higher. So titanium, let's have a look here. So we needed that for the alloy smelter. Alloy smelter requires titanium gears there. That is made in the rolling machine. And then the ingot is made in the blast furnace. And the dust is gotten by centrifuging titanite dust in an ore centrifuge. Okay. So there's a few more steps that we're going to get. Is this a guaranteed amount? It is. Okay, so there's no point doing that. We'll just have to ore centrifuge them automatically. So we'll use a pattern provider, or not pattern provider, but a interface for that. So we need an ore centrifuge now. What are we missing from here? Cooperite dust and chromite dust. All right, we need to make those first. Well, let's see if that can craft it now. Oh, wait, I know why it didn't craft it. And we might as well make an extra block. Sure. It'll only take a second. All right, there we go. Ore centrifuge made. So we'll just put this guy down like, I don't know, here or something and give it some power. Now, do we use a pattern provider or an interface? Because this guy doesn't do anything else except separate 4 different ores. If that's the case, we might as well centrifuge all the dusts and compress all the piles into ingots. So I think you can actually, yeah, you can remacerate the ingot once it's finished. So we'll just make everything into ingots. Why not? Right, so which dusts need to be centrifuged? Cooper dust? Yes, so you go in there and max it out, why not? Ruthenium dust? That can just be blasted, so we'll just stick that in. Should we? I'll put another interface there just to pull down into this thing, right? Yeah, I think I'll do it that way. So ruthenium, just be smelted, so in you go. Yeah, that's working. We're at 26,000 degrees. It's still slowly climbing, so we're almost at the right temperature we need. It's probably 9,000 or 10,000 Fe we need for the right temperature for draconium, but yeah, this works. So, this one, what about tantanite? Tantanite, definitely. We don't need it for that anymore, so all of it can be centrifuged. Wolframite, that is needed for making the diamond lattices, so maybe we shouldn't use up all of it. Do we need manganese for anything? Oh yeah, definitely for that. Alright, screw it, we'll just centrifuge it all for now. I'll work out the amounts we need later. This guy, indium, is just blasted. And last but not least, chromite is centrifuged. And it's working. Good. Alright, another good while later, we have finally gotten ourselves all of the ingots being made. Right now, I'm just smelting draconium, because we're going to need that soon. So let's finally make ourselves the alloy smelter. So let's have a look. I think I have the pattern for that made, don't I? I think I did. Yeah, I do. Okay. And can we craft it? We're just missing the resistive heaters and the furnaces. Okay, that's fine. Okay, alloy smelter. Yes. Okay, let's see if that crafts it. While I've been letting that run for a while, as you can see, I've made up this guy here, which is where we're going to put the alloy smelter now. And this thing has been going for a long while now. Long enough that it's actually the next day again. If you look here in ingots, for what we want to do, I doubt we're going to get all 400 infinity ingots done today. What I'd like to get done at least is get 100 of them crafted and get at least the neutronium ingots being made. So now next episode, we can finally make our infinity armor and go hunt down the chaos dragon, because that's one of the main things we're going to now need. Let's see, has all the patterns been added into here? Yes, it has. So we'll just take all those out and we'll craft it up ourselves. So alloy smelter should go into the system. There it goes. So put this guy down right here. And does he need heat as well? He does. Okay. What way would be the best way to run this? I guess it's an extra resistive heater. We'll just need to give it some power first as well. So we'll just stick the resistive heater right here. And of course, we'll just run the power cable up this way. Nothing else we can really do but have it stick out through the floor. But as you can see, we're generating up a lot of heat. And we're just going to stick this thing at like maybe 5,000. Because it doesn't have to be as hot. Since we're not going to be smelting draconium ingots in this guy. Yeah, that should be more than enough. So all I want now is a pattern provider. I'll stick you there and some cable. There we go. And we'll probably have other machines go in here. Other things I did set up, since we're actually centrifuging the ores here, and they do produce small piles of ore, I went over to our machines area and I've set up a bunch of multi-server presses, which is actually compiling all of the dusts here into the big ingots. So yeah, it's working fairly well. As you can see, it's gone through all of them. And there is a total of 10 different dusts. There's 2 more here doing the same thing. So for the alloy smelter, since we're going to need a bunch of other ingots, let's have a look here what we're going to need. If we have a look at ingot, crafting 100 of them, we're going to need PDAG. Okay, we can actually bookmark the ones we're missing. So NB gears, so you. All right, so they're all of the different ones that need to be crafted into patterns, and then we can stick into the actual pattern provider. All right, so there's all the patterns. Stick those in there. And now if we were to request a star now, or the infinity ingots, we are only missing 300 chrome, 193 calcium, the NB gears. I guess I haven't set up a pattern for that. And we're missing just the neutronium and awakened draconium. Okay, that's actually not too bad. So we actually need to make a couple of these ingots first. So it says we need 400 neutronium just to make the armor, or just to make enough ingots for the armor as well. So let's actually see if we can make ourselves some of these guys here, the neutronium collectors. So for this, we need crystal matrix ingots. They are made with combination crafting, that's fine, but the diamond lattice, that is used using the fusion crafting in Draconic tier. So the fusion crafter, we need to make that, and that is a combination crafter, so that's 2 antimatter, 2 antimatter crystals, 4 niotic blocks, and a draconic core, which is draconium blocks, which have to be made inside a multi-server press, so I guess I'll just rob some ingots here and go compress them. Right, let's tear this down. If I need more, I'll just set it up in the void dimension or something. Or maybe we'll try and make the auto-crafting version of it, which is the end of package crafter. We'll see. So for the ingots, we need ourselves the draconic cores. Now, I don't know how many we can make. 32 with the available blocks of draconium. I don't have really enough draconium ingots right now to make a lot. So we'll just have to stick with a little amount. I'll make a lot more before next episode. So for the diamond lattice, it looks like we're going to need 6 different slots. And if we're going to need draconic, it means we have to start off with the draconium infusion crafter, which is going to require 8 slots. Yeah, so it's going to require 8, and then we're going to have to make ourselves the awakened draconium. Wow, okay, this is going to take a lot, and it's also going to require a lot of power. Okay, let's do that. All right, so 4 of these, 2 antimatter crystals, plus that then, I should craft it. Yeah. There we go. We got the infusion crafting core. So we'll just stick that down right here. Do you have to put power into this guy, or is it done a different way? I can't remember how the power goes into it. Maybe it goes into the actual things we'll stick on the ground. So if that's the case, then we might put this thing right here, and then put the actual infusion crafters in the ground next to it right here. So we'll put like 4 on each side like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And do these take the power? Yes, they do. Oh, okay, so they have stack modes and all that. I forgot about that. So we can tell it to hold a stack of items instead of a single mode. I think you shift right click to change the mode. Yes. Okay, so if that's the case, then I don't think it needs that many slots then. Ones that have more than 1 item, for instance, like the compressed diamond blocks, you might only need to use 1 of the infuser things to only hold that, but we'll see what happens. And actually, I just realized we're going to have to craft a bunch more if we want to keep upgrading them. Actually, we just need to craft 1 and then just keep upgrading them one by one by replacing them as we craft them. Okay. So we need Wyvern cores, which are made like that. The Wuku gear, or WU gear, WCU, W copper, I don't know what kind of ingot it is. It's made with copper, I think. Tungsten and copper. Yeah, we need that now. Might as well make a crafting pattern for it, so we'll stick that in there. How many should we craft? 10? Actually, we're going to need more than 10. Make me 20 of them. So that's going to send the ingots in here to be smelted. And then when they're done, they should come over here to the rolling machine, which will turn them into plates, and then over here in the extruder to turn them into gears. Right, let's see if we can craft this now. So, Wyvern cores go here, and I think we should actually split them. So, Wyvern cores there, them there. Yeah, we should definitely split them just to keep things easy. So, if we put this in here, 1 or more injectors are too close. Oh, yeah, it doesn't have to have like a certain distance away from everything. Oh, wait, yeah, I remember now. All right, by setting up like this should work instead. So if we put this in here, craft, it's filling up with power, and I think once it reaches enough, then it should finish. Oh yeah, I forgot about this part. Oh, I love it. It's so cool. Still very slow, but hopefully the upgraded versions will make it go faster. And there we go, 1 Wyvern Draconic Infusion Injector. So all we have to do is just take whatever's on this one, break this, and replace, put them back on, and upgrade. And I have to do that for all 8. And then we'll do it again for when we have to do Draconic. Alright, all of the infusion injectors are made, so now let's make ourselves the awakened draconium blocks. We're going to make about 40 at the moment because we are really slow on making our draconium ingots, but like I said, I'm going to have more by next episode, hopefully. If I have to, I might make more blast furnaces, we'll see. Anyway, I need to wait for all of these to finish crafting. The looks of it doesn't seem it's going to take that long though. Alright, there we go, we have all the fusion crafting injectors made. So before we end, I want to get 1 neutron collector made. Now, what we need is a diamond lattice, So we need crystalline ingots, enriched diamonds, generalized end prediction, wolframite dust, glacio, and blocks of niotic. Oh, and of course, draconic cores. So just to make enough for the crafting table and the nutrient collector, I think it wanted about 60 of them. So I have about 66 cores here. So we'll only hold on to the 60 of them. Oh, I guess I never gathered a lot of glacio stone, so let me go grab that. All right, we have everything now, so we'll just put these ingredients down like so. Is there anything else? I can't remember. Yeah, we're definitely missing something. What was it? Ah, enriched diamond. Right, there we go. And this is going to take a little bit of time, so I don't think there's no point using the time in the bottle. Actually, we've gotten through quite a bit of the hours now, so I'm going to have to AFK to let this build up again, but we're getting this done fairly quickly. So yeah, that's great. I wonder, can I just put like a timer on this thing or a clock? Yeah, you know what? I'm just going to do it by hand. All right, I'll be back when I've made all 60. Okay, so all 60 lattices are done. So now we can throw those in the system. And now we need ourselves at least the 8 crystal matrix. So crystal matrix, I set up the pattern, or at least filtered the pattern inside the controller there. So craft me 20 of them. Yeah, because that's how much I wanted. So go. Everything should go in here because we should have everything. Yep, and will it craft? Yes, it does. Now, once it's finished crafting one, then we can filter the export. There we go. So now we can put this in here. So extract this into this guy. And there we go. Now we're making ourselves a crystal matrix crystals, whatever they're called. So that unlocks this whole tab for us now, which is amazing. And we actually get a spare one. Nice. So let's get ourselves this crafting table now. So we need 8 ingots. We're going to need this compressed crafting table, which is just 9 crafting tables. So there we go. And now we just need our 8 crystal ingots. There we go. So we have our extreme crafting table. Let's just put this down over here. And right, let's grab out the ingredients we need now for 1 neutronium collector. So that's iron blocks, redstone, and quartz, along with the crystal matrix ingots. All right, so we should be able to make a neutronium collector. That didn't work. Can I not shift click the recipe in? Oh, I can. It just took a second to update. What's going on? Okay, everything's lagging. There we go. So now we have our neutronium collector. So how does this work? We put it down. Wow, that is slow. What if we max it out with time in a bottle? Yikes, that is just going to take absolutely forever. But we are finally getting our neutronium piles. So what we'll do now is, before next episode, is I'm going to try and craft, I don't know, maybe like 100 of these things and set them up in the void dimension and just have them like hoppering into the system or something like that. I don't know what way I'm going to do it. It depends on if this guy has a certain export. If he can export items out the top, he'll of course export items out the bottom. So will he take it out? Yes, he does. All right, so that means now we are almost done. So next episode, what we're going to try and do is get ourselves our infinity gear, sword, tool, pickaxe, or whatever, and finally get ourselves the ultimate singularity. I'm going to try and craft the rest of the ingredients needed here by next episode. I've finished making the pipes, the ultimate machine blocks, the crafter is one thing we're struggling on because we are not producing enough black iron. So I think the one I have in here, the prediction matrix from the Muggler, I think it is. Muggler, this guy in here. I might need to set up multiple of these simulation chambers just to get a lot of these little prediction orbs, just to get more, because we need something like 60,000 ingots, or maybe just AKing overnight might generate up enough. I don't know. We'll have to see what works. But yeah, we're pretty much almost done now. So I hope you all enjoyed this episode. And if you did, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe if you're new, and hit that notification bell while you're at it then as well. So without any further ado, goodbye.